Hello and welcome to Get Real with Meshell and creating gratitude every time. Today's question was asked of me. What are the small acts of courage, or what is a small act of courage I can do in 24 hours that will get me closer to my big dream? You know, that big, hairy, audacious dream or goal, that BHAG, and I prefer dream. And there was an interesting question because it just, like, really, honestly, I felt like a deer in headlights as I was asked this. So I'm answering it because it is challenging me to really think it's somebody, how could I help someone to take a step of faith? And so going in, I don't know what your dream is. If you're watching this, I will not have had an opportunity to actually speak directly with you about that thing you want to do more than anything that you believe will really change and transform your life. So I would actually tell you to sit still and go within yourself and make a list of, so say for instance, if my big hairy object, I'll give you one of mine example. So let's do something that Meshell would love to do more than anything. It would do a TEDx, right? It's been on my radar for a long time. It popped up recently. I saw it somewhere. So what would I do to move forward? Well, I would go, for example, and go on my LinkedIn, and I would sort people that in my first degree who actually have TEDx and see if they've ever done a TEDx, if they've ever held or hosted a TEDx, and I would send them a message. I'd look to see if there's anyone who is actually in my Rolodex that I could call, and I would make one phone call today to someone who I know who has done a TEDx or hosted a TEDx, and ask them what would they encourage or recommend be my first step. Because it's something I want. I know I'm an incredible speaker, but being an incredible speaker obviously does not equate into doing a TEDx. So there's a disconnect. And I would just be vulnerable and I would be honest, and I would just ask them, how can you help me with that? So that would be something of courage today. And I just thought of this for you. So sitting still and picking something that matters most to you and allowing yourself to be, what would that next step? So this starts you in that. And then tomorrow, get up and do something else. Right. So after I talk to them, if they give me guidance or if they give me advice or recommendations, then to follow through on the next day. And then remembering that courage is not anything we do on a big level. So people generally don't have big courage. Like, yes, if your baby is trapped under the car, you all of a sudden are going to be able to lift a car. That's very different from the everyday courage that creates an amazing life. And I've heard it said to do something every day that causes you to feel fear, that you have to face something that challenges you to step outside of your comfort zone. We are by nature creatures of comfort. And when you push your stat every day, you'll be more likely to see the opportunities when they arrive, because they're constantly arising. You're just not seeing them because they look like fear. So go do something today that moves that needle, and share in the post that thing that you did. I'd love to hear what you did. And then I will follow up after I make my phone call to my TEDx contact, and I'll do a post on that as well.